Alright, let's get into it. Did you know Olivia Rodrigo, Miss Chart Topper herself, was born partially deaf in her left ear? Like, you hear those belty high notes and think, wait, what? Big plot twist energy.
Hey everyone, it's Emma. I'm feeling super pumped today because we are talking about a modern pop lightning bolt who writes like a poet and screams like a rock kid. Buckle up, honey. So, picture this, Murrieta and Temecula in California, quiet suburbs, vineyards, school plays. Out of that, a Filipino-American singer-songwriter and actress with a soprano voice that can slice through your feelings like a chef's knife. That's Olivia Isabel Rodrigo. She goes from Disney stardom to breaking streaming records and somehow still makes it feel like a diary entry you were not supposed to read, but you did, and now you're crying in the car. Total vibe.
When I first learned she's half deaf in one ear, I had a big yikes moment. Not at her, obviously, but at myself. I'm out here complaining about the AC hum in my studio, and she's literally turning a sensory difference into an edge. Which reminds me of this college debate where I got thrown in to defend a topic I did not understand at all. I had 10 minutes to prep and wanted to disappear under the lecture hall steps. But I flipped it. I leaned on tone, audience read, storytelling, all the extra sauce. I won that round because I treated my lack of facts as a creative constraint. And that's the Olivia thing. Constraints can be a flex, not a flaw. Olivia grows up on her parents' alt-rock faves. No Doubt, which is Gwen Stefani's ska punk band, Pearl Jam, Seattle grunge icons, the White Stripes garage rock duo, and Green Day pop-punk legends. She's doing theater as a kid, vocal lessons at 5, piano by 9, guitar by 12. That's not a hobby, that's a build. And somewhere in there she hears Taylor Swift, who is the gold standard for narrative pop, and goes, I want to write like that. You can hear it later in the way she draws you into a breakup like it's a legal deposition with glitter pens.
On screen, she's Paige on Bizarrevark, which is that Disney Channel show about teen creators. Then she leads High School Musical, the series on Disney+. That show was a total vibe because it let her act and sing and slide an original like All I Want into the mainstream. Translation, the pipeline from Disney to pop supremacy is alive and well, but hers felt less factory and more found footage.
Messy feelings, real voice. Then 2020 hits. She signs with Geffen. And here's the tea. She negotiates ownership of her masters. For the uninitiated, masters are the actual recordings. Own them and you control where your songs go in film, TV, ads, and how the money flows. That move at the start of her career is chestnut check. I so cannot overstate it.
Woo, 2021! Driver's license arrives and just bulldozes the internet, breaks daily stream records, debuts at #1 in the US South, goes #1 around the world, then Deja Vu hits the top 10 and Good For You goes #1 again.
Sour, the debut album, lands at #1 and camps there for weeks. By the end of that year, Sour is basically living rent-free in everyone's playlists. At one point, it's the most streamed album globally on Spotify. And by 2026, Sour is the most streamed album by a woman on the platform. Not mid, historic.
Enter Dan Nigro, her producer and co-writer, who becomes her creative co-pilot. Think of him as the architect behind the raw polish. They shape this hybrid lane, pop with rock bones, alternative edges, lyrics that avoid melodrama even when the subject is heartache or mental health. It's like she's whispering in your kitchen, then a guitar kicks your cabinet door. That balance is not an accident. That's good taste meeting good engineering. Influence-wise, she cites Taylor Swift and Lorde, who is the New Zealand alt-pop songwriter queen of minimalism. She nods to Alanis Morissette's Jagged Honesty and the White Stripes' Elephant-era crunch. For guts, she even channeled Babes in Toyland, a 90s punk band, and Rage Against the Machine, the political rap metal group. That's why you can mosh and cry to the same record. Iconic duality. And Olivia is not just about charts. The activism is not performative. She visits the White House in 2021 to boost youth vaccinations. She launches Fund for Good in 2023 for women's reproductive health. On tour in 2024, she partners with abortion funds and even distributes condoms in Plan B at a concert. That is a stance, not a caption. In 2024, she donates proceeds from her sold-out Philippine show to GBIGO, a women's health org with deep ties there. That's her Filipino heritage meeting real-world action. Love that for her. Love that for the community. Brand world. She is selective but savvy. Glossier makes her their first celebrity partner in 2022. That's a beauty brand known for no makeup. She does a special edition of Sony LinkBuds S earbuds in 2023. That's Sony's sleek noise-canceling buds. Erewhon collab for a health aid smoothie called Good for Our Guts. Pacify phone cases she creative directed with a 90s Y2K edge. Lancôme taps her as a global ambassador in 2024, classic French beauty house, and American Express concerts where the proceeds go to fund for good. The point is, partnerships storytelling, not random sponcon. Receipts. Now, let's talk pressure. You blast off with 3 massive singles in 1 year. Then 2023, Vampire debuts at #1 again, first artist to debut lead singles from 2 opening albums at #1. Bats lands at #1, becomes critics' favorite, and she says the record is about growing pains and self-discovery. If I were her, I'd be like, can I keep up with my own momentum? That's scary. But she keeps centering the line she said early on, she'd rather be a songwriter than the biggest pop star ever. That is the grounding wire. That is how you don't implode. We have to mention the secret track strategy. She tucks 4 songs onto Limited Guts vinyl variants. Fans trade, hunt, obsess, then she releases them as a vinyl exclusive EP in Record Store Day Black Friday. It revives physical culture and turns fandom into a scavenger hunt. It's not just cute marketing, it builds community. It says, if you know, you know. Kismet moment between nostalgia and Gen Z collector brain. Live Queen mode. Sour Tour in 2022 proves she can command a room. Guts World Tour spans the globe in 2024 and 2025, and the Netflix concert film drops that fall. Cameos with icons become a pattern. No doubt at Coachella in 2024, that's her stepping into her parents' playlist. She duets Burning Down the House with David Byrne, who is the Talking Heads frontman, at Governor's Ball 2025. She sings Just Like Heaven with Robert Smith, the voice of The Cure, at Glastonbury. Then Weezer at Lollapalooza. Those are cosigns from the rock canon, not algorithm fodder. Tell me why that isn't the coolest cross-generational handshake. Okay, pause, because here's the spicy question. Do the big titles actually measure her impact? She's called Time's Entertainer of the Year in 2021, Billboard's Woman of the Year in 2022, ASCAP Pop Songwriter of the Year in 2022 and 2024. Those are shiny, but I kind of agree with the skeptics who say plaques do not equal death. Awards are snapshots, artistry's a film. The receipts for me are owning your masters at the start, writing songs that teenagers and 30-somethings both scream cry to, using a world tour to fund reproductive health, and representing Filipino-American identity on the biggest stages without sanding off the edges. That's legacy material, not just trophy material. And yes, the Disney pipeline matters here. High School Musical, the series, was the launchpad that did not trap her. It showed she could act, sing, and write. Then she broke out with a debut single that redefined what a teen heartbreak song could do on streaming. That's lasting relevance. Also, those documentary runs like Driving Home to You in 2022 and the Guts World Tour film in 2024 keep folding the process into the myth. Transparency is her PR strategy. Fans feel like collaborators, not customers. Slay.
Relationship note, because you know I'm nosy but respectful. She dated Ethan Wacker from her Disney days back in 2018 and 2019. More recently, she's been linked with Louis Partridge, who is the English actor from the Enola Holmes universe. She keeps it relatively private and lets the music hold the drama. That's a look. Classy.
If you need a one-line ELI 5 on why Olivia matters, she took the confessional pop blueprint, wired it through alt-rock, added real-world stakes, and told a generation that vulnerability is not a hot mess, it's a superpower. And she did it while negotiating like a boss in an industry that still tries to make teenage girls disposable. Yes, queen. Okay, let's move on to what's next. She's not slowing down. By 2026, she's rolling out a 3rd album called You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love, with Drop Dead going #1. She even pops up at Coachella as a surprise during Addison Rae's set. That's the TikTok star turned pop act. And she's plotting the Unraveled tour with a stacked lineup of cool openers. The momentum is not cute, it's feral. Next time, I'm diving into another artist who is flipping the pop machine on its head, and yes, I have tea to spill. Expect melodies, mess, and money talk. You are not ready.
All right, we covered a lot today. Sit with that for a sec, and until next time, keep slaying, folks. Later.